Tonight, open your website on your phone, send yourself an inquiry, and start a stopwatch. Because one of the most expensive leaks in a service business can happen after the customer presses submit. It's not always your workmanship, your price, or even the numbers of leads coming in. A customer finds your website after hours. They're comparing 3 businesses. They like what they see, so they send an inquiry. Then nothing happens. No clear confirmation. No sense of what's next. No reason to believe anybody has even seen it. So they go back to Google and contact the next business. You never see the job you lost. You only see an inquiry that went cold. In this video, I will show you the full journey that customer just went through, where trust leaks out, and the 10-minute test you can run tonight. Most service-based business owners think of a website as a brochure. A few photos, a list of services, a phone number, maybe a contact form. But that is not how the customer experiences it. To them, your website is the front door of the business. It is the receptionist, the proof cabinet, and the first conversation, all before you know they exist. And here is the part most web advice misses. The website does not finish its job when somebody clicks submit. That click is the handover between marketing and the real business. If the handover is slow, confusing and impersonal, the trust you just earned can disappear in minutes. That is why I do not start by asking whether a website looks modern. I ask whether it makes the next step feel safe, obvious, and worth taking. Start with the first 5 seconds. Open your homepage on a phone and pretend you have never heard of your business. Can you tell, without scrolling, what you do, where you work, and who you help? Not quality solutions, not excellence you can trust. Those words could describe anybody. A customer needs something more concrete. For example, residential plumbing across Western Sydney, emergency callouts and planned repairs with a licensed technician and a clear way to book. That sentence reduces uncertainty. It tells the right person they are in the right place. The first mistake is making customers work to understand the offer. Confusion does not create curiosity. It creates a back button. Once they understand what you do, they ask a different question. Can I trust these people in my home, or on my site, or with my money? This is where many good operators look weaker online than they are in real life. They have years of experience. They have happy customers. They have the licenses, the team, and the finished jobs. But the website hides all of it behind a generic stock image and a line saying, "We pride ourselves on quality." Trust is not what you say about yourself. Trust is the evidence that lets the customer reach their own conclusion. Use real project photos. Use reviews with enough context to feel human. Show the people who will arrive. Explain your process. Put licenses, service areas, and guarantees where they answer a real concern. The goal is not to make the page crowded. The goal is to remove the next reasonable doubt. Now the customer is ready to act. This should be the easiest part, but it is where many websites become hostile. The phone number is tiny. The form asks for 12 fields. The button says submit instead of telling the person what happens. On mobile, the layout fights their thumb. Every unnecessary decision is another chance to leave. For most service businesses, the first inquiry only needs enough information to start a useful conversation. Name, best contact, what they need, where the job is, and maybe a photo if that generally helps. Then say what happens next. Tell us what you need and we will confirm the next step during business hours. That is clearer than submit. A good call to action does not pressure people. It removes uncertainty. Now we reach the hidden leak. The customer has done everything you asked. They explained the problem. They shared their details. They pressed the button. What do they get back? If the answer is a blank page, a generic thanks, or nothing at all, the experience suddenly feels risky. Remember, this person may have contacted two other businesses. They are not disloyal. They're just trying to solve a problem. The first useful response often becomes the first real relationship. That does not mean an AI chatbot should pretend to be you. It does not mean sending 5 robotic messages in 10 minutes. It means confirming that the inquiry arrived, setting an honest expectation, and giving the owner or team enough context to respond properly. Something as simple as this can help. Thanks. We have your inquiry. We are on the job right now, but we will review this and contact you by 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. If it's urgent, call this number. That message respects the customer and protects the operator. It is not a fake conversation. It is a clear handover. Automation can acknowledge, it can organize, it can remind, but trust still needs a human at the right moment. The follow-up should show that somebody read what the customer sent. Use their name, mention their actual problem, ask the next useful question. If you cannot help, say so early. If you need more information, make it easier to provide. The worst follow-up is not always no follow-up. Sometimes it's a message that proves nobody listened. Just checking in is weak when the customer already told you exactly what they need. A stronger message might be, "Hi Sarah, I saw your note about the leaking shower in Penrith. Before I suggest a time, has the water reached the room below, or are you able to send one photo of the affected wall?" That feels different because it is different. It moves the job forward. Here is the complete test. Do not run it from your office computer while logged into everything. Use your phone. Turn off your Wi-Fi and act like a new customer. First, search for the service you sell in the area you want to work. Second, open your website and give yourself 5 seconds. Can you identify the service, location, and next step? Third, look for proof. Can you see real work, real people, and evidence that reduces risk? Fourth, try to inquire with one thumb. Count how many fields, tabs, decision it takes. Fifth, submit a real test inquiry after hours. Then start the clock. What confirmation appears on screen? What email or text arrives? Does it explain what happens next? Does the inquiry reach the right person with enough detail to act? Finally, look at the human response. Is it fast enough for the promise you made? Is it specific? Does it make the next step easier? Write down the first place where the journey feels vague, slow, or generic. This is your first fix. Not a new logo, not more traffic, not another advertising campaign. Fix the broken handover first. If the test exposes 5 problems, do not try to redesign the entire business tonight. Fix them in this order. 1. Make the offer clear on mobile. 2. Point the strongest relevant proof near the decision. 3. Simplify the inquiry step. 4. Confirm receipt and set an honest response expectation. 5. Make the first human follow-up specific. That order matters because each step earns permission for the next one. Clarity earns attention. Proof earns trust. Simplicity earns action. Response earns the conversation. A lot of service businesses do not need more leads as urgent as they think. They need to stop wasting the good ones they already earned. Your website is not just there to look professional. It should help a cautious customer understand you, trust you, contact you, and know what happens next. Tonight, run the test where the customer runs it on your phone after hours with the clock running. If you find a weak point, leave a comment with the stage, clarity, proof, friction, response, or follow-up. I will use the most common answers to decide which journey I will break down next. And if you want a practical website advice for Australian service businesses without the hype, subscribe. I'm publishing one useful breakdown every week. The design is only finished when the handover works.